most of the trip was in places like Asheville, North Carolina, Forks of Ivy, Virginia, Rural Retreat, Virginia, the Great Smoky Mountains, and we talked to fraternity boys in Athens, Georgia. We ate a lot of grease, salt, and sugar, the three major food groups. And I'm actually, after the show here, I'm going over to the ER with this trip. We ended up, it was very, very cold until this depressing town called Ocala, Florida, which is kind of north of Orlando. Very, very cold. Then kind of gradually warmed up. We went through ice and snow, and
you just had
it was
epic,
incredibly
epic
violent.
road trip.
Yeah, it was, and reading what's left of the local newspapers, and people should do that. It's flyover country.
Well,
it's good.
Flyover country. Now we got you back here in Providence. Speaking of travels, we're going to go national, then we're going to go a little local.
Okay.
What do you think about Trump's trip to Davos so far, and what he's been saying?
I think he gave a good speech. I don't know who wrote it. It was a pretty good speech. It wasn't hyper nationalist. I think it'll be interesting to see how this plays politically, because he was always complaining about the Clintons going to Davos and being part of the globalized elite and all the swells with their mink coats riding up to the top of the mountains of the Alps and all this stuff. And there he is. I think the last president to go to Davos was Bill Clinton in 2000. So. How that's going to work with its base, I don't know. But I think as long as the economy is fairly strong, the global economy is fairly strong, I think he'll probably be okay. When the economy goes down, especially when the stock market goes down, which it will, I think it'll probably go down later this year, and the economy doesn't look as rosy, then he's in deep trouble because of all his other problems. It's like Mueller. Allegedly,
the specter of Mueller asking him some questions.
Yeah, that's right, which is supposed to happen soon, I think. And now people are saying that he tried to fire Mueller. Now, I don't know if that's enough for obstruction of justice, but it's not great PR.
Well, it always seems, especially for the Trump administration, that there's many things going on at once.
It's manic, because the president is manic.
He's in Davos. Mueller's breathing on his neck.
Mueller, a Republican, by the way, which nobody ever mentions, a Marine and a Republican, who you've seen Mueller's picture, not one to make you feel more secure. Would you want to be interrogated by Robert Mueller, who almost never smiles? His face looks like Mount Rushmore. Pretty scary stuff. That would be a great show to be in that.
I don't want to be before Mueller. No, I'm good, thanks. And there's nothing to hide.
He's just expressionless. Inevitably Trump says one lie after another. Well, Mueller's used to be lying.
Isn't that pretty much a prerequisite for the job to have that poker face?
Yeah,
I think
it's part of the business model. It's the business model. That's right. Anyway, I think he did okay there, actually, from a sort of stylistic standpoint, except for being there at all, which I don't think would be that popular in the places I've just been visiting, such as Forks of Ivy, Virginia, which is in coal country.
So speaking of business and speaking of things more local, very interesting week here in the healthcare industry. Partners in Care New England saying that they're moving forward with their definitive agreement.
They're very happy about this at Massachusetts General Hospital and Brigham and Women's.
And where they're not happy,
customers.
They're not happy at Brown University.
That's right. They're very unhappy at Brown University. They want to do everything they can to stop this from happening, because whatever partner says, that a lot of the people in this in their Care New England subsidiary will be heading right for Boston, to one of the world's 2 or 3 greatest medical centers, which is exactly 38 miles away from where we're yakking now.
It is a little ways away, and we had Commerce Secretary Pryor expressing his concerns. We had the governor in here expressing her concerns. And the big question is...
Thank God for CVS is here. We're all going to get treated in drugstores anyway.
But what happens when a big entity comes into Rhode Island, Bank of America and Fleet, Gatehouse and the Journal? It doesn't usually work out that well for the entity taken over.
Whenever you're no longer a headquarters town, you're in deep trouble. Charitable contributions fall. The best paying employees tend not to be there. They're in the headquarters. You lose an awful lot. I saw this happen in the Providence Journal, which they were trying to kind of deal with gold when Belo came in. And Belo is a good company. They like journalism and all that, but you could tell within about 15 or 20 minutes what was going to happen. Most of the high-paying executives disappeared, went to some other place. Charitable contributions fell.
Charitable contributions. Again, they're not on the boards. They're not on the Boys and Girls Club boards.
They're
not going to the galas.
Are you going to run into people on the street? And that's a central issue. If you're 1,200 miles away, frankly, you don't care that much. All you care about is the stock price.
So what happens if a partner comes in and said, yes, we will make sure that high quality healthcare remains in Rhode Island, again, to sort of appease the political structure?
Well, I don't think they're against high quality healthcare. I mean, it's a Harvard Medical School.
Keeping it here in Rhode Island, though. Let's talk about, is everyone going to be on the train up to Mass?
I think serious stuff, yeah. I think you can see a lot of the serious
stuff. Is that good for Rhode Islanders? Cancer. I mean, and the good side, it's great health care. The flip side, you've got a heart condition. Well, we've had some good health care here, too. I mean, we've had good, I've had some health issues, some rather melodramatic. And I had a good surgeon here and all that stuff. But I think you're going to find that the patients kind of want to be up there, many of them, especially the well-insured ones, because they are about Harvard, Massachusetts General, which has to be, and the Brigham, which have to be two of the, say, 5 most famous hospitals in the world. And you can take a bus there if you want. I think you're going to see a lot of those people, those customers heading up Boston. I think the doctors and the big shot nurses and the medical researchers are going to continue to be based up there. But are we going to see maybe even a Boston invasion, though? Are we going to see that Harvard?
No, I think it's going to be kind of one way or the other.
There's not going to be a two-way street here.
No, it's not going to be a two-way street.
Well, it seems like Christina Paxton has concerns that Harvard could be glomming over into their territory.
Well, Harvard, you see, the partners could not expand anymore in Metro Boston for a while because of regulatory concerns, monopolistic price. They've got too much what do they call price purchase? Price power. So the nearest place they could move to was Rhode Island, dense population. The Providence metro area is 1.3 million. Again, they're mostly going after northern and central Rhode Island. You get to southwestern Rhode Island, they're looking toward Yale, New Haven.
Yep, there's another conglomerate.
They wanted a lot of. And they can pick and choose the best insured people. So you're going to find kind of a lot of the high-end, middle and upper-income people. More of them are going to go to Boston. I think this will hurt the business of Rhode Island-based physicians to some extent, and nurses, nurse practitioners, and so on. I can't imagine anything else happening, given the economic realities of it.
So do you think is this a fait accompli?
I think so, yeah. I think so. I don't know how you can stop on a regulatory basis. Well, because they are doing it in Boston, so Massachusetts.
Christina Paxton's going to do her very well best to try to.
No, I think, and I understand because it's going to suck a lot of the oxygen, or some of the oxygen out of the Brown Medical School, which is very small. The Harvard Medical School is very big, and I think it's going to be a real problem. There will still be hospitals here. There will still be Rhode Island Hospital, Women and Infants, Kent County, and so on. But I think you're going to. I think you're going to see a lot more beds closed here.
Well, we'll see what happens moving forward, and we'll see what Bob Whitcomb has to write this weekend in his column. Don't forget to read it on Sundays. It's always a must-read. Give us one little tidbit that we can expect to see in the column this weekend.
Amazon Go. Amazon Go stores. Big Brother, your retailer.
Okay, Amazon Go. Be sure to read it on Sunday.
Know everything about you. Everything.
I'm going to find the cartoon and I will send it to you. It's the woman who's on the phone from the 1950s going, Big Brother's listening. And then it's the one from today, and she's in the kitchen saying, hello, Big Brother, how many cups of sugar and a chocolate chip cookie?
Right. Pretty chilling. We're laughing. We'll be crying.
I'll let you go around the corner. Bob Whitcomb, thanks for coming into the studio. GoLocal columnist Bob Whitcomb joining us on a Friday. We appreciate his taking the time to come in. Be sure to read his column on Sunday. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here, the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center.